Hey everyone, this is Michael with the general love reading for Taurus Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, as well as Taurus Cross Watchers. Hello and welcome to Heart of the Matter, where we take a deep dive into our relationships and our patterns to enrich ourselves and our connection to others. Special thanks to all of you who have continued to support this channel with your likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. It's because of all of you that I'm able to continue putting out these messages for the collective. You can follow me on my other social medias where I post pick a card and general card readings on my Instagram, blog posts, as well as host giveaways. I have all of those links in the description box down below, as well as links for personal readings, Reiki sessions, and donations for those of you who feel so called. I'm really curious to see what is coming up for you, Taurus. As I'm kind of shuffling here, I'm just going to give you my usual spiel. This is a general message, meaning not all of the messages that come forward are going to be meant for you. These messages are also timeless, regardless of whether you are watching them months or even years after the original post date. You're also more than welcome to peruse through previous months or videos of your other astrological placements if this video doesn't really resonate or you'd like greater clarity on the reading. For those of you who are unfamiliar with their moon, rising, or Venus signs, I have all of those, or I have a link in the description box down below that is a natal chart calculator that can help you figure out those other planets for you. You may find during this reading that the roles are actually switched, so you may be the other person or vice versa. You may also find that these messages apply to a friendship or a relationship with a family member or coworker, and that's completely and totally fine. Just take the messages as they resonate and leave the rest behind. So I'm really curious, what are the messages for love for Taurus? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus show us clearly here. Whoops, that's too many. I'm just going to trust that if any of those were the right cards, they'll pop out again. They usually do. So let's see. What are the messages for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus regarding love and relationships? Oops. Too many. Couple more. What are the messages for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus regarding love and relationships? Hold on, I need to center. Okay, sorry about that. There we go. Right as I do that, I have a single card pop out. Excellent. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, overall energy for you, Taurus, and your person. We have the Ace of Wands. I feel like this is actually someone new. A very passionate new beginning here, or there's just some sort of spark here. It's like something is happening between you and your loved one. There could also actually be difficulty achieving this. I'm actually kind of seeing that as a fear for you, because we do have the Magician as your fear. There is a spark here, but I think you're afraid that you're going to somehow mess it up, that you're somehow misleading yourself or fooling yourself. The Magician can sometimes speak of a con artist as well, actually. So you might be afraid that this person doesn't have your best interest at heart. There's definitely a lot of passion here, though, that wants to erupt, that wants to ignite here. Some of you might be having a hard time doing that, but I feel like for the collective, it's more that you're kind of distrustful of this. Or you're afraid that it's just not going to happen. And why that may be the case, as your blockage, we do have the Ace of Cups. Some of you are kind of guarded to your emotions, and as a result of that, you're not manifesting as powerfully as you could be. I definitely see that this is kind of a theme for you, Taurus. It feels like you really are trying to start something new, whether that's with somebody who is coming into your life, an existing relationship you're just trying to find a spark in, or maybe you're trying to just manifest a brand new person. Or take things to the next level. But I feel like you're actually guarded to your heart's desire because you're guarding your heart. You might be afraid to open up. You might be afraid to express yourself if there is someone around you. And I know that might sound confusing because some of you are like, well, if there's this other person on the table, who are they? You could possibly not know them yet, for some of you. I feel like there is someone kind of on the mind here, though. And it's more, how do we start this? How do we get this going? How do we get this passion into something where we're sharing, into something stable, into something that's committed? I do see for your person's fears and worries, we have the 6 of Pentacles going down to the 5 of Pentacles. Could be money. You know, when we go from the 6 to the 5, that's a loss right there. And the 5 of Pentacles is all about loss. The 6 of Pentacles is about giving, receiving, kind of charity. So it's like there might have been, this person might have been giving you a lot at first, and then they realized they weren't able to give you as much as they had originally come in with. And this could be really triggering to some of you because this is kind of a narcissistic move. Sometimes narcissists will love bomb you. The first few dates you go on with them will be these incredible outings and really memorable events. And then the relationship kind of devolves from there. So that it could be a trigger from a past connection. I'm not saying that's what's going on here, however. It literally could be that this person lost money or lost some sort of stability, or they need to focus on something material right now because something snapped them awake and it's like, oh, I need to focus. I need to reshift here. And could have to do with family stuff as well. I think this person is actually afraid of being left out in the cold. Like, I actually feel like the person you're interacting with or the person you're manifesting is someone who gives a lot of themselves. And they can kind of do that. They can kind of overgive. And they don't really receive back. And they may even end up a little destitute. Either maybe literally, financially, they might be giving them all their money. But I feel like this is more emotional. They give them a lot of support. And they don't end up getting support back. So maybe that's why this person is very guarded with you all of a sudden. Even if there was this sudden spark between the two of you. Or this rekindling here. And then it kind of goes quiet. For their blockage, they actually have a lot of burdens going on because they have the 10 of Wands with the World. Whenever I see this combination, and it comes out a lot actually in my readings, I don't know why, I just tell it like it is. I'm not afraid to be honest with all of you. I just give the messages I think you're supposed to hear, so don't get angry if this isn't the message you want to hear. But your person, it's like carrying the weight of the world. Quite literally. They're carrying a lot. And again, this could be pertaining to family stuff. This could be pertaining to people around them. It does feel like there's some sort of financial constraint or there's something in their life that really needs their attention, like now. And it's like, because of what they're focusing on, because of this need to deal with these burdens, they're not really able to focus on their happiness with the 9 of Cups. They may also be having a hard time manifesting you as well. There does seem to be some mirroring going on here. Because the 9 of Cups, it's about wish fulfillment. Wishes coming true. Manifestations becoming realized. They're blocked from that. I really think they want this connection. And I really think you do too. You're guarded emotionally, and so are they. I feel like that's pretty much like 70% of these readings. There's always a mirror going on. And it's kind of trying to figure out what's the common ground here. we're both reacting differently to a similar feeling. We both have different defense mechanisms. This person might be burying themselves in work. They might be going quiet because they're focused on something else. I do feel like you're having a hard time opening up and being emotional, though, Taurus. I'm going to be honest. That's really, really interesting. So I'm really curious to see, what do people want here? What are the hopes here? What are the hopes here for Taurus and their person? What is this energy? And overall energy. How do we find common ground? How do we get to the heart of the matter? And then once we have these cards, I'll pull some animal oracle cards at the end to clarify these energies. The animal cards can be really good at giving a sense of what sort of action or energy you should be taking. Show me clearly. God. Sorry, Mercury retrograde has been really affecting these readings, at least the speed at which they're going. The general readings for the month for November were like 40 minutes, over 40 minutes for some of them. Some of them were nearly 50. I've never done them that long. So thank you for your patience. I just need one more card, one more placement here, one more message. Okay. So for your hopes, you have the Strength card. And for them, the Eight of Wands. Honestly, Taurus, I really feel like this strength is kind of going a little deeper. I don't know if this is necessarily referring to the connection. Could be involving a Leo. Some of you may be talking to a Leo. Do also have Virgo and Gemini energy on the table as well. But what I'm really seeing here, I really just feel like you want to feel at peace. And maybe that's why we're getting very psychological here. Maybe that's why you have a hard time opening up. You want to feel stable. And being in a relationship means that your stability may be compromised a little bit. I do feel like some of you are actually afraid of this connection and you want courage, you want strength. You want to be able to open up, you really do. And I feel like your person really wants to send a message to you, really wants to contact you. There's something they want to say, especially if they kind of just went cold. Maybe this was kind of like a spark that was very fleeting with this Ace of Wands. For some of you, I actually do see this person traveling, or maybe you travel to them. This is going to be really specific. Obviously, this is a general message that's not going to apply to all of you. I feel like for some of you, at least one of you, there was this situation where this person was offering to fly you out to them or travel to you, and then that kind of fell through, and you were like, what is going on? Why am I not hearing from this person? Something happened here, and I do feel like they're going to be opening up a little more about why this didn't happen, or why that conversation suddenly stopped. I do feel like that's going to come back up. And with the Six of Swords as the overall outcome, I do see that you're leaving something troubling in the past. You're trying to move forward, move on from this hardship, move on from this difficulty. I'm going to be honest, some of you are just kind of done with this situation. You're like, why isn't this person talking to me? Why is there so much secrecy? And it's making you guarded as well, and it's making you anxious, and you just want your peace of mind. to be honest. I do, however, see this as a travel card. For some of you, there is someone traveling. Or you could be traveling towards this person. And you really just want this strength for yourself. Maybe for this relationship as well, if it's been kind of tested. But I feel like you really want things to be even keel. And I don't think this person, it just might not be. I'm going to be honest. If that's what you want, if you want a stable, steady connection, I don't know if that's what this person can give you right now. It might be what they want to give you down the road. But ultimately, Taurus, it's going to be up to you to figure out if this is something you really want to do. Because I do feel like some of you are going to be moving past this connection. I'm very curious. I'm going to pull some animal cards to kind of clarify the energy here. What are the messages for Taurus? What are the messages for Taurus? Show me clearly. What is the animal wisdom regarding love and relationships? Yeah, peacock is what came up for you. This really is all about you just embracing yourself, stepping into yourself, and that feels very in alignment with that strength card that I was kind of pulling earlier. It doesn't really feel like it's about this relationship at all. It's like you've had enough of these relationships where you can't be yourself or you have to hold yourself back, which might be why some of you are leaving this behind or you're choosing to go forward and be open with this person. But I really feel like it's all about what's authentic to you. And that's not going to be an answer that comes from me. So it's going to be very individual for this specific group, what it is that you should do. Really following your own intuition, your own path, listening to yourself, honoring yourself. I feel like creativity for some of you might help you open up emotionally if you're feeling kind of blocked off with that Ace of Cups as your blockage. Interesting. I do feel like your person, Elephant and the Lion here, very strong energy. I feel like they're barreling towards you. If you've not heard this from this person in a while, or that things kind of just went cold, or you sort of lost this Ace of Wands, I feel like they may be charging towards you. They're getting themselves unstuck from a situation. Something is changing because Elephant represents the removal of obstacles, clearing a path. And with the Lion, again, some Leo energy. I really do feel like some of you, you're involved with someone who has a lot of Leo energy, whether that's Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. They have a hard time asking for help. And I think that might be what kind of went on here. They have a hard time opening up when they're going through a struggle. Because they are actually a caretaker. They're actually quite maternal as this Elephant as well. But not a lot of people realize that that's what's going on. This person might come across as a little distant or aloof, but the Lion has a big heart. And not a lot of people see that. And I think there's a lot of things going on with this person you might not even know about, Taurus. I'm just saying. So if you're feeling really fed up with this situation, this person might want to open up and explain some things. And I'm just going to say, might not hurt to hear them out. As for the energy between the two of you, there is this Lizard card. So I do feel like someone's kind of stone-faced here. And I'm honestly getting the sense, Taurus, this is almost you. It's like by the time this person barrels in, you're kind of just like, okay, Like, you're not very impressed. And I feel like this person's really trying to come in strong. This person is really getting rid of whatever. They're dealing with a lot. And I think you've kind of I'm going to be honest with you, Taurus. I feel like for some of you, and again, general reading, not going to apply to all of you, but for some of you, this is triggering old wounds. And it had nothing to do with you. I'm going to be straight up. Like, this person didn't drop you because of you. And I honestly feel like some of you, you're dealing with a deep-seated insecurity, and you're kind of interpreting this person's behavior through a lens from what was happening to you in the past. And that makes a lot of sense. I was saying we are in a Mercury retrograde at the time of this reading. Obviously, not going to be true for all of you who are watching this video in the future. But Mercury retrograde is a time of looking back on the past, kind of reviewing lessons we've been learning. That's kind of just the astrological climate right now. So you really might just be confronted with your own beliefs and your own filters through which you are seeing other people. Because I actually do think this person very genuinely wants to come towards you. They really genuinely want to talk to you and open up. And I know their energy was a little sporadic, but I think part of this is you're internalizing that. When there's a lot going on for this person that I don't even think you're aware of. Just calling it how I see it. And Lizard is about getting into that observer awareness. It's not letting your emotions cloud your perspective. You know, that's kind of the reptilian energy. It can be very cold, very detached sometimes. In the positive, though, that can lead us to seeing things from a very neutral place, where our emotions are not clouding our perspective. And I feel like for some of you, that's actually going to be very helpful to kind of adopt in this situation. If you're feeling like codependent to this person, if it's like the opposite, if you're not really resonating with the messages I've been channeling so far, and it's like, no, I really do feel connected to this person, then what you really need to do is find the strength in yourself. And you kind of need to get into a neutral pattern, because regardless of how that's going, both groups, it's like you're misinterpreting this person. I think you're both insecure. I'm just being honest. I don't want to fire any shots here, but it's throwing salt in some old wounds. And I think there's more going on here. I think they see you as quite beautiful as well, as this peacock. You're very alluring. They might feel like you're even out of their league a little bit. Or you just have this presence. There's just something about you. And for those of you who are having a hard time manifesting a relationship, a lot of that has to do with your self-image and the stories you tell yourself, what that means about you. And it's like, when you're ready, it comes. I really do feel like it's that simple. And I honestly feel like some of you aren't ready for it, because you have this Ace of Cups as your blockage. You're still afraid of being vulnerable because in the past you've been hurt. And it's affected your self-esteem. And I really feel like right now, the best thing you could do is be compassionate towards yourself and others. See how their actions are not necessarily a reflection of how they perceive you. And maybe it has something to do with what is going on in their life. Those are all the messages I am getting for you right now, Taurus. I really hope that this was helpful. Make sure to hit like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below what is going on for all of you. This seems really complicated and very multi-layered, so I'd be very curious to hear how this resonated. If it didn't really resonate or you would like to have more clarity, again, you can check out some of the other love readings, the Heart of the Matter readings, and see if anything pops out at you there using your other astrological placements or looking through the previous months. Otherwise, I will see you all in the next video. Bye, Taurus.